Did you know that a country with only 2 million inhabitants possesses a passport stronger than that of the United States? Yet, it seems completely invisible on many people's world maps. That country is Slovenia. In 2026, their passport ranked 5th on the Henley Passport Global Ranking, unlocking access to 184 countries, leaving the US far behind. This is a land of the unbelievable. Tourist numbers far exceed the actual number of citizens. A daughter of this land has risen to become the First Lady of the United States. Beneath limestone caves reside blind prehistoric creatures that haven't evolved for 100 million years. They even have a custom of holding a wedding for a pine tree if no one in the village gets married that year. Let's explore the country that hides love in its name, Slovenia. You can easily spot girls with radiant blonde hair and deep blue eyes, combining the soft, warm charm of the Mediterranean with the vibrant energy of the Alpine region. Most grow up bilingual, Slovenian and English at minimum, often with German or Italian alongside because 4 countries press in from every direction. What strikes visitors most is how weekends work. Saturday morning in Ljubljana doesn't start with a hangover. It starts with a decision. Which trail, which lake, which slope? Slovenian women hike, ski, cycle, paddle. Forests cover more than half the country, and the Alps are visible from the capital on a clear day. The outdoors is not a hobby here, it is infrastructure. The most internationally recognized Slovenian woman is someone most of the world has heard of without connecting to this country. Melania Trump was born in Novo Mesto and grew up in Sevnica, a small Slovenian city. She's the first lady born outside America since 1825. Her hometown even has a statue and, believe it or not, a salami that carry her name. A country of 2 million producing the first lady of the most powerful nation on earth. That is a particular kind of reach, so where are you watching from? Drop your country in the comments. Their confidence makes more sense once you see the pace of life they grew up inside. The streets alongside the Ljubljana River are for feet and bicycles, moving at a pace that will strike anyone arriving from a major western city as, well, slightly surreal. Biciclete. Ljubljana's public bicycle network is cheap and heavily used. The city was built for this. Most shops close on Sunday by national law. The Slovenian parliament voted to restrict Sunday trading in September 2020, 72-13. Employees deserve a day that belongs to them. You will feel this your first Sunday in Ljubljana. The city doesn't stop exactly, but it exhales. At night, the streets go quiet. Ljubljana is not a nightlife city. It is a city that has decided silence is worth something. Ljubljana carries one more surprise most visitors miss. The city's symbol is a dragon. Dragon Bridge, Zamajski Most, guards the old town, bronze dragons at each corner. The legend ties to Jason and the Argonauts, who reputedly slew a creature in the marshes where the city now stands. Maribor, the second city, makes Ljubljana look hectic. Smaller, less polished, cheaper, an old town along the Drava River, where the unhurried pace stops feeling like a lack of something after a day. If you've watched this far, you're genuinely into this. Don't just like it, tap hype. It takes a few seconds, but pushes this to far more people. This country sits on a passport secret, pulling thousands of Americans back toward their roots, and it's coming. But before the secrets, meet one of the strangest love traditions still practiced in Europe. Slovenia is the only country on earth with the word love embedded in its name. Slovenia. The national tourism slogan plays this directly. I feel Slovenia. When you look at what Slovenians actually do around love and marriage, the name starts to feel earned. The most celebrated love holiday in Slovenia is not Valentine's Day. It is Gregorjevo on March 12th. The day folk belief holds that birds choose their mates. Across the country, people set candles in small carved wooden boats called Gregorčki and send them floating down rivers after dark. The ritual predates Valentine's by centuries and belongs entirely to Slovenia. Before a Slovenian wedding proceeds, the groom must survive Shranga. Local villagers block the road to the bride's home. Ropes, logs, improvised barricades. The groom negotiates his way through. Drinks, songs, gifts, charm. The point is community. The village is saying, "Show us you deserve her." The groom who fails doesn't get divorced. He gets laughed at for 20 years. Then there is Borovo Gostuvanje from the Prekmurje region. If a village ends the carnival season without a single wedding, the community organizes a mock ceremony, a public reckoning for the remaining single residents. A pine tree is paraded through the streets in what is formally called the Pine Tree Wedding. Researchers from ZRC-SAZU and the Slovenian Ethnographic Museum have documented the practice across generations. The shaming is reportedly sharp enough to have prompted a few actual weddings in the weeks that followed. Somewhere in Prekmurje, in a year when no one marries, the village holds a wedding anyway for a pine tree. The pine does not object. A passport most of the world can't get. The 2026 Henley Passport Index ranks documents by visa-free destinations. Slovenia's opens 184. America's opens 179. That 5-point gap is not the story. The structure behind it is. Slovenia's passport is a European Union passport. One booklet from a country of 2 million people grants the legal right to live, work, and move freely across 27 European nations. No sponsorship, no employer filing, no queue. One booklet from a country most people cannot find on a map opens 27 countries to live in. Not to visit, to live in. The United States passport has drifted down the rankings because of reciprocity. Countries requiring Americans to apply for visas in advance don't count toward the total, and diplomatic friction has accumulated over years. The EU negotiates as a unified bloc of nearly 450 million people. When the bloc gains visa-free access somewhere, all 27 member states benefit. Slovenia's 2 million people negotiate from behind that collective weight. Beneath this country hide creatures locals once called baby dragons, and a citizenship root buried in an archive that may or may not have survived a fire. Both are coming. Power like that seems impossible for a country this small until you see how much it holds. Picture a country of just under 8,000 square miles. That's slightly smaller than New Jersey, tucked tightly between 4 different nations. There's not much room. The country also has a coastline, 46.6 kilometers, just under 29 miles, squeezed between Italy and Croatia along the northern Adriatic. It's actually one of the shortest national coastlines in the world. And right on it sits the medieval Venetian port of Piran, preserved well enough that it looks like Venice built a satellite city and then just, forgot about it. Alps in the northwest, Adriatic in the south, karst limestone plateaus right through the middle, all threaded with rivers that vanish underground. More than half the land is covered by forest, so yeah, that's 4 entirely different ecosystems packed into the size of a mid-sized American state. Which of these Slovenia facts has surprised you most so far? The passport, the pine tree wedding, or this one? Tell me in the comments. Even the way Slovenians speak reflects how carefully they pay attention to things most languages have stopped counting. Most languages make a two-way distinction, singular and plural. One thing or more than one. Slovenian makes 3. The Slovenian language preserves what linguists call the dual form, a distinct grammatical category that applies only when referring to exactly 2 of something. Not 1, not 3, not a general plural. 2, 2 people, 2 books, 2 mountains. Each takes a different conjugation from both singular and plural. The form runs through 6 grammatical cases, 8 conjugations, 3 genders, and 4 tenses. Slovenians treat this as a cultural inheritance. There is a grammar for closeness here. 2 is not simply more than 1. In Slovenian, 2 is its own category. That closeness to detail shows in how fiercely this country protects its land. Between 58% of Slovenia's land area is covered by forest, placing it in the top tier of forested countries in Europe, ahead of Finland and Sweden. Sources vary on the exact figure, but none of them place it anywhere other than near the top. The forests are not simply uncleared land. More than 40% of Slovenia's territory falls under formal environmental protection. Roughly 37% is classified under the European Union's Natura 2000 network, the highest proportion of any EU member state. These are not targets, they are legally binding designations with enforcement behind them. The country's single national park, Triglav, covers approximately 84,000 hectares in the Julian Alps. The park surrounds the peak of Mount Triglav, 2,864 meters, or 9,396 feet, which appears on Slovenia's national flag. It's actually the only mountain on a European Union member state's flag. Why does a country this small end up this green? Part is geography, terrain that resisted mass agricultural development for centuries. Part is legal protection that predates EU membership. And part is a cultural relationship with the land that shows up in hiking codes, beekeeping traditions, and a mountain rescue culture that treats the outdoors as infrastructure rather than just scenery. Because to understand Slovenia, you have to go underground. The karst landscape of central Slovenia is limestone country, porous, hollowed, riddled with passages formed over tens of millions of years by water cutting through rock. The result is honestly one of the densest concentrations of documented caves in the world. Postojna Cave runs 24 kilometers. Visitors travel the first section by underground railway, a narrow-gauge electric train built inside the cave, before continuing on foot through chambers of formations that took individual stalactites hundreds of thousands of years to grow. The Skocian Caves, 50 kilometers south, are a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Gorges, sinkholes, and canyons descending more than 200 meters below the surface. Living inside these systems is a creature called the Olm. The Olm, Proteus anguinus, is a cave-dwelling salamander with pale pink skin, a flattened head, and a lifespan that can exceed 100 years. It can go without food for years. It navigates by detecting electric fields and chemical traces in the water. It has no eyes because in the dark, for 100 million years, it never needed them. When floods washed olms out of caves in the 17th century, locals called them zmajki, little dragons, the young of whatever creature lived in the depths below the mountains. A Slovenian naturalist documented the belief in 1689. The name has never fully left. Above those caves sits a castle that should not exist, and two more places worth the trip. Built into a vertical limestone cliff, 123 meters high, Ljubljana Castle is the largest cave castle in the world, certified by Guinness World Records. The structure has occupied its alcove in the cliff face for more than 800 years, the rock of the mountain extending behind it and above it.